It's finally time, guys. Q2 of 2021 is in the books. Palantir wrapped up the quarter the same way as they started it off, with another major partnership extension. They just announced today on June 30th that they extended a huge partnership with Grupo Global, which is the largest media tech company in all of Latin America, over 100 million daily viewers. So today we're going to talk about exactly what this partnership means for Palantir. Pretty exciting stuff. I am invested in Palantir. I do like the stock. We're going to try and keep this as unbiased as possible. And also we're going to talk about just a wrap up for quarter two with Palantir. We're going to go over all of the contracts that they did have in Palantir and why I think they're going to do much better than expectations for their Q2 results, which should push the price up even higher. So if you enjoy this sort of content, well, please be sure to like the video, subscribe, and if you don't already have the public.com investing app, make sure to go ahead and follow me on that. You can buy stocks, sell stocks, and see exactly what I'm buying and selling in real time, as well as a full portfolio breakdown. Think of it like an investing app combined with social media. It is completely free to follow me. Use the code Michael when you sign up, and you'll get up to $50 in a free stock. But anyways, let's just start off by talking about this big partnership with Grupo Global. After that, we'll get into some of the other specific details about Q2 and other major partnerships they've just recently signed. So first of all, Palantir just extended this partnership with Grupo Global. Big deal. Grupo Global is the largest media company in all of Latin America, does business in a bunch of different countries. And the thing that I like about Grupo Global is that they have 100 million daily viewers. This is an insane amount of people. This is really extremely high when you start to put it into perspective, comparing it to Netflix or Disney Plus. Netflix, for example, has 207 million paid subscribers. Obviously, daily viewers are different than that, but still, the thing to keep in mind is that Grupo Global is a massive company. No matter how you look at it, even though they don't do as much revenue as Netflix, they do about $4 billion in revenue per year. It's still a very large multi-billion-dollar company. Palantir has been working with them since 2019, so it's exciting to see that Palantir is continuing and expanding upon previous partnerships they've already had. A lot of analysts say Palantir is struggling because they only have government partnerships, and they need to expand this to have commercial contracts as well. And this is one of them. We are seeing that Palantir not only is gaining in their government business segment, but they're also growing very rapidly in their commercial business. They had a partnership the other day with Data Robot, a partnership with Wejo, a partnership now with Grupo Globo. So very exciting stuff here that we are seeing them continue to grow their commercial business while their government contracts are growing exponentially. So something I like to see. But right now, Grupo Global, they generate more than 2 petabytes of data across its platforms. I had no clue what petabyte was at the beginning. So I looked it up. What it is essentially is it means 1 million gigabytes or 1,024 terabytes. That is a ridiculous amount of data. And we all know when you have a lot of data, what you need to do if you're a business, you need to analyze it. You need to use that data to help improve your business. And that's exactly what Palantir is doing with Grupo Global. There you're going to have help Grupo Global with analyzing their data so they can improve their offerings for advertisers, because the way that Grupo Global makes money, first of all with subscribers, but also by advertising and showing what they have to offer to advertisers. Same thing as YouTube does. Whenever you see a video on YouTube, they essentially compile all the data, show it to advertisers, and then they're able to provide a good offering to advertisers to spend money on the platform. That's the same thing that Grupo Global needs to do, and that's why Palantir is continuing its partnership. Obviously, this shows that they did a good job for the last 2 years. They extended it an additional 2 more years. That's a great sign. We like to see that when you have a partnership with a company, it's extended. It means that the product is working. The company likes the work that Palantir is doing. All of that is very important. According to the director of Digital Hub at Globo, he said Palantir has helped us accelerate Globo's cultural transformation towards becoming a data-driven company. The Foundry platform has greatly facilitated the access and integration integration of several data sources, as well as improve the capabilities for designing indicators, dashboards, and models that have quickly become an integral part of the daily activities of our business experts. They said essentially, Palantir has helped them make the business more efficient. They've helped them analyze data better. They've helped them test out hypotheses and new features a lot faster, and help target specific features to new users and target for advertisers. So all across the board, Palantir has helped with this massive pile of data they collect every single day. Palantir has helped them figure out how to manage this, how to analyze it, and how to make it so the business can be more profitable and do better in the future because of all this data they're collecting. So that's what's going on with Grupo Global. We don't know specific dollar amounts and specific numbers for the deal, but we do know that this is a multi-billion-dollar company, largest media company in all of Latin America, and extending a partnership with them, definitely a great sign. Other thing going on with Palantir, which I do want to talk about, is what is going on with their Q2 numbers, and a couple of things that I do want to talk about in just like a quick wrap up of quarter two, why I think they're going to do a lot better than people are expecting, and that should push the stock price up even higher. So let's look at right here what has happened since the beginning of quarter two. So quarter two started on April 1st, 2021, goes till June 30th, 2021. And when we look back over the last quarter, they've had a bunch of new contracts signed, close to $400 million worth of new contracts, which is significant when you're a company that does about $1.5 billion in revenue a year. So Palantir, April 5th, they were selected for a $90 million contract with the government. Then they had another contract, another partnership with Ringier, which is a media company in Switzerland, on April 20th. After that, they had announced they would accept Bitcoin and crypto payments May 11th. We're just going over some of the highlights and all the partnerships. Then on May 4th, they had a $33 million contract with the Space Force, a $111 million contract with the U.S. Special Ops, and a $7.4 million contract with the CDC. They really start to pick it up towards the later parts of Q2, which is something that I like to see. They got a lot of government contracts towards the end, and they also sprinkled in a couple of commercial contracts as well, such as their one with Data Robot and their one with Wejo, and the final one that we talked about today, Grupo Global. So what we are seeing is that all across the board, they've added about a dozen or so new partnership extensions or new contracts during Q2 of 2021. And for that reason, I think they're actually going to do a lot better than they originally expected and what they originally projected for their stock for quarter two. And as a result, whenever they beat earnings, beat expectations, typically we see the stock price do extremely well. So when we're looking at Q1 of this year, 2021, total revenue grew 49% year over year to $341 million in Q1 for Palantir. Government contracts made up about $208 million of that, which was up 76% year over year, and commercial business was up 19% year over year, $133 million. Based on all the numbers that we're seeing from these contracts that we just looked at, it looks like they're probably still growing at the same rate in terms of government contracts and commercial business, because when we look at the ratio of how many government contracts they had to how many commercial contracts they had, it's definitely like a 1/3 of it is commercial, 2/3 is government. And that's what we've seen pretty consistent for the last couple of quarters for Palantir. Either way, though, things are looking pretty good for Palantir right now. Extended a new partnership with Grupo Global. They have added a bunch of new partnerships in Q2 of 2021 between Special Ops, the FAA, between a bunch of different government organizations in the US, and a couple of commercial contracts as well with Ringier, with Grupo Global, with Data Robot, and with Wejo. So for all those reasons, I like where Palantir sits right now. I think we have a lot of potential to see the price continue its way up and potentially break through those previous all-time highs and potentially reach a new all-time high in Q3 of this year. We'll have to wait and see what happens, but we are starting to trend back upwards. We've seen the stock price get back above that $25 per share range, and we'll see what happens. But I think we're in a great position. A lot of new contracts being signed, and it's great to see a major partnership extension at the last day of the quarter, and it's with a major company. Let me know what you guys think, but I hope you guys enjoyed today's video, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.